right, y'all. Here we are. We back at it.
I'm sending that.
All right, so first topic of business. Let's get at it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Kawhi Leonard and the fact he's ready to lead the Spurs and move on to greener pastures. What's your thoughts on this? And do you think that it's a smart move by him at this point?
Not a smart move, but I want him to do it because I want the hype of Kawhi Leonard to be done with and over. I want to see what he could do not playing under Pop. I think Kawhi Leonard is one of the overrated players in the NBA.
Really?
Yes.
Based on?
Based on what I've seen, I think it's more of the system. I don't think you put Kawhi anywhere and he does the same numbers. And it's only, think about it, it's only been one real good season, and he got hurt that year too, where he averaged 25.
Anybody else?
I'm shocked. I got thrown off. I understand what you're saying, though. There's not enough body of work. I'm assuming you're saying to
the NBA
quantify that.
I say he's overrated.
Right,
The NBA threw him to the front with not a lot of stuff for us to be like, all right, yo, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
Let me throw something.
They threw him out there.
Wow. To my understanding, they have Kawhi right now linked number 3rd in the NBA.
Number 3rd?
Number 3.
Yes.
Number 3 right
yes,
now.
3rd best player in the NBA. He's been like that for the past 2 years.
Do you agree with that?
No, absolutely not. Not just based on the fact you haven't played this year, right? And yes, you have one solid year, and you don't have this enormous amount of body of work without people next to you.
Finals MVP.
Without people next to you, in my opinion.
Well, hold on. Now, if that's the new.
No. We're not gonna let you do that. We're not gonna let you do that. Let's stay on subject. I already know he's no. We're not gonna let him do that. Continue.
I've never heard that one before.
No, I'm just saying I haven't seen enough from him. That's really what it is.
Okay, you haven't seen enough.
To say he's a top 3 player.
Okay, you haven't seen enough. You're saying he is overrated.
I feel he's overrated. Yes.
What's your take?
Man, that's I'm somewhere in between the two. I think Kawhi's a really, really good player. I really do think he's a good player. I think he is a bit overrated in what he does. Gilbert Arenas talked about it at one point about what he sees from Kawhi. He doesn't think that's special. I mean, as much as people say about Gilbert and stuff like that, Gilbert knows basketball, man. He knows it pretty much back and forth. I think he's a top 3 player. Nah. I can't say top 3.
I don't think he's top 3.
I can't say top 3.
I
might go top 10. I think when you're talking about both sides of the ball, man, the guy's giving you 20 plus points a night and maximum effort on the defensive end every single night, which is a lot. But with Talib's point, I think that there is a part of that we got to see what else he could do away from San Antonio, because he's gotten better every year in San Antonio. You did not. I'll just say this real quick. You did not project. I didn't project Kawhi being this good coming out of San Jose State, I believe it was he went to. I did not project him being this good. The guy is a really good. He's gotten better every year in the Spurs system.
I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here because
you want to.
You ain't playing nothing. You are the devil, man.
He said I'm the devil. All right, so let me just make sure that I got this right. So Kawhi isn't bona fide based upon he's playing with the Spurs, but we give a lot of credit to Steph Curry for playing with the Warriors. So why is it that the same doesn't hold true when we look at Steph Curry? Wow, I got silent.
No,
I'm not silent. I'm just looking at you because I'm like Jesus.
No, but I'm saying it though because of this narrative doesn't come up other times. So why is it coming up now?
Well, I think there's a couple of different angles you could look at that from. Steph Curry has played in a couple of different systems now. He has been in Golden State all this time, but he did play in Mark Jackson's system. He was really good in Mark Jackson's system. He played in Steve Kerr's system. So we've seen it translate over a couple of different systems at this point. We've only seen Kawhi play in the Spurs system, play under Pop. So we don't know. And have we ever seen really Kawhi been a lead dog? We had that one really good year. There was Tim Duncan was there for a lot of time.
Right.
But
Man was there
without Duncan.
They did?
They didn't.
No, they didn't. Nah, that was Tim Duncan's last year when they beat Miami.
Miami Heat.
Right.
So
that's that repeat when they went back.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you see that. And there's a couple different layers to the Kawhi story that's very interesting to me. Kawhi, I just found this out. I didn't know this. Has missed almost about 25%, 24% percentage points of the Spurs games. He's missed a quarter of the Spurs games since he's been in the league. That's crazy. And now And another interesting thing that I thought was that the fact that we're talking about a player that is one of two things. He's either been hurt, that he just missed an entire year of basketball. So how hurt is he, and how big is this injury in terms of you trading for him and seeing what he is? Or we're talking about somebody that quit on his team for a whole year and said, I don't like it here and I'm not playing. So that's a very interesting take when you look at it. So a lot of people's talking about Kawhi as this great guy and everything, but are we talking about a guy that's been hurt for a whole year, or are we talking about a guy that's missed a whole year because I don't want to play here?
And that's what I was going to talk about.
Has he gotten a pass, though?
Yeah, see.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Under the situation, everybody's talking about, like, where is he going to get traded? Where is he going to go? He doesn't want to be with San Antonio. But I think that's something that you got to look at as another team that potentially wants to trade for him.
Right.
Like, what's the scenario? Because we really don't know the whole.
Yeah, what's happening?
They're saying, from what I'm hearing, they're saying well, of course, he's from LA and he wants to be in a bigger market, which to me, the bigger market thing is bullshit in today's era.
Absolutely.
Because with social media and all that stuff, if you're a baller, you can brand yourself
if
through
you're
different
a personality,
avenues.
you can brand yourself anywhere. What
That's
is
very
going
true.
to Los Angeles going to do for Kawhi Leonard when everything I've seen from Kawhi Leonard in terms of personality is very small? His Gatorade commercial with the kicks and everything like that, it didn't wow me. It wasn't one of the funny commercials I saw.
They're saying that he can get bigger endorsement money in LA, which I think is, and I think you guys will agree, in today's time, you don't need that. You don't need to be in LA.
No, but your brand do go up.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have
in LA, I mean,
if you have a car dealership in San Antonio that is paying you $50,000 to endorse them, you got one in LA that's paying you $250,000.
there's a difference.
Absolutely,
but let me ask this question here, because of what I keep saying is that he is being given a pass.
He's definitely been given a pass.
Absolutely.
I mean, people killed.
Like he quit on his team.
People killed Kyrie for not sitting on the bench of Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi played 3 games.
He played 9 games this year.
Oh, excuse me, 9 games and wasn't there
at all.
He
was gone.
And no one talks about it.
Well, let me ask this question, because what I'm looking at right
Kawhi Leonard.
Is it cool for players to want to break their contract, because he's still in the contract for another 2 seasons?
No, one more. This year coming up. Year coming up.
If he should he be allowed to break his contract and go to a team or a city where he wants to go? Should the Spurs trade him to where he want to go?
Listen, if the Spurs want to do it, that's their business. But they know that they don't have to. Kawhi cannot force anything because he's still under contract, and he can't threaten him the way CP did, where, look, because either you trade me to Houston or I'm going to Houston anyway, and you get nothing. He has no leverage.
Right.
Yeah.
To answer your question, though, that goes back to what I keep saying
No,
about
he does have leverage.
He does?
the generation, about the CBA. It allows these players to dictate, and then teams automatically just say, hey, here you go. This is like becoming this kind of trending thing
To
now.
an extent. I want to
mean?
answer your question, too, before you move on to another point, though.
Go ahead.
Nah, is it cool? I don't think so. No, you shouldn't be allowed to break your contract. This is what I like about the NBA, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and all this. You have a guaranteed contract. You honor your contract. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the NFL and the way they handle business, because the guaranteed contract means nothing.
Right.
If you're not performing up to your contract, they can cut you. So I have no problem when players in the NFL say, I'm not playing anymore because I've overperformed my contract and I want a new contract. But yeah, if you have a year left on your deal, and I agree with Leaf, he doesn't have any leverage. What leverage do you have in that situation?
I'll explain it to you.
I'll listen, but what I'm saying is, if I was Pop, I'd go to LA and say, look, either we can work this out and you can play this year, or you're not getting traded. You want to sit out 2 years in the prime of your career? Be my guest. Be my guest. We're San Antonio. We're going to be fine without you. But you want to sit out the prime of your career for 2 years to prove a point that you want to get out of your deal, and due to the CBA, I don't think those 2 years. He still might be under contract.
But it's not 2 years. His deal is up after this year. So if his deal is up after this year, that's his walk year.
I get you.
So that's where his power is. That if you trade me
but you
now,
basically you sat out last year.
Hold on. But that's injury. He doesn't have to sit out. He can play. But the power he has is, now once the season's over, you haven't traded me, I'm going. You get nothing from me.
So let me ask you a question.
Now,
Does what Kyrie did to Cleveland play in Kawhi's favor.
I'm going to go back further. What Melo did to the Nuggets, it's the same thing.
I don't think so.
It's the exact same thing.
Well, listen, no, but you know why? Because Leaf and I talked a lot about it. Yeah, but he told the Nuggets. I thought Melo handled it a lot better than what we're seeing from Kawhi.
Hold on, but it's the same thing. Though.
No, I got it. But what I'm saying is he was. Look, I'm not going to get into the injury. I don't know if he was that hurt that he couldn't play.
We don't know.
But Melo did the professional, even though he got killed by the Nuggets, but he did the professional thing. I'm coming to work every day. I'm doing my job, but I would like to be traded. And I'm letting you know this now instead of I get to the end of it and I'm walking. You should trade me. This is where I want to go.
But isn't Leonard doing the same thing?
Yeah. To me, with him
Leonard's
sitting out
hurt though.
Yeah,
allegedly.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
Y'all calling him Vince Carter?
This is after the injury. He done sat out the year. Now we going forward. He's telling the team, I don't want to be here no more.
I got what you're saying in terms of face value.
I get you.
In terms of face value is the same, but there's a couple things like I don't.
Nothing is exact.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is Tony Parker said I had this injury and I came back from it. A lot of his teammates, generally your teammates, if you're a light guy or anything like that, they stay out of each other's pockets. They stay out of each other's injury history. They say, look. But all his teammates seem to be like, look, we need this dude, and
that's another thing. That's
through.
The question I asked. Does he have the leverage? That's another thing.
That's another
thing that works in his favor.
It's not exactly
if the teammates don't want to play with him,
Listen,
and it's going to be a broken home.
I'm sitting here saying to you,
he got some leverage. Yeah, he got some leverage.
He has leverage.
Maybe not a lot, but
right. But he
got
has
some
leverage. But if you think,
but both sides got leverage in my situation. In my thing.
But on a business tip, also, it behooves the Spurs on how they handle this as well. Because if you want other players to play with you, they're watching how this is handled.
And the Spurs have never been doing anything like this.
Right.
Which is crazy to me is that
it's always been about the Pop way,
right.
And Pop talks these guys into taking deals and
but you see, but you seen Pop doing the same thing with Kawhi once Tim Duncan left. I've never seen Pop give someone so much freedom. Like that year with Kawhi averaged 25, like he basically was just holding the ball and doing what he wanted to do. You're gonna say you never seen that before. So
this is crazy to me though. This is crazy how this whole thing is kind of played out. I thought Kawhi, from what I saw, was like almost perfectly made for San Antonio. The dude's still driving not one of the richest players, but he's well paid at this point. Still driving like a '97 Tahoe. Has a Wingstop endorsement in San Antonio. Basically eats Wingstop all the time because they give him free coupons all the time. He just seemed like a real frugal guy that like shunned the spotlight. Didn't really want to be like that.
But is it really about the money then? That's the question.
Is it about him?
Is it about him?
Is it about
That's
him?
the next question.
That's the real question.
Or is it? It's two things. It's either someone is being his mouthpiece, or someone is putting the battery in his back saying, let me handle this, I got you, and he's just being quiet, which is quiet.
Allegedly that's what's happening. His uncle is behind the scenes doing a lot of this.
Not only that, his representation now. Because when he backed out of the sneaker deal, that was kind of surprising as well.
What sneaker deal? The Nike deal?
Yeah, because
he had one of the fastest selling pair of sneakers this year, actually.
So, but listen, that's our time. Do we want to come back with it?
If you want,
we could talk about it a little bit more.
We'll be right back. This is our take.
The New York Giants. I hope y'all heard him speaking for Odell. That's exactly what he was doing in that point he made.
All right, here we are. We back at it. We're going to talk about this. Continue it. Let's keep it going. Kawhi Leonard. So go on. Where we left at?
Don't remember. It wasn't even that long ago.
Well, listen. Why don't we just discuss what are the prospects? Where's he going? Is he going to get traded?
Yo, that can be an open door for evidence.
Well, they said him and Pop is supposed to be meeting either today or tomorrow or something like that.
They already met, from what I understand. But what I don't like about what Kawhi is doing is, look, I get you want to move on, you want to go someplace else,
right.
But this is a business. Handle yourself professionally. From what I heard. Listen to what I'm saying before, Mark. I don't know the specifics. This is only what I heard. From what I heard, they can't get in contact with him.
Yeah,
he's not returning calls and stuff like that.
I heard that during the season too.
That's what I mean about being a professional. Look, you may not want to work in someplace anymore. This is a business. Handle yourself professionally. Handle yourself as a man. That's just how I see it.
So, all right. So is the franchises or the teams that don't let a player know that they're about to trade him and he has to hear it on ESPN, are they being professional?
No, but you see what you're doing right now is your all lives matter in the conversation. I'm not that's not professional either. I'm talking about Kawhi handling the situation. What I mean by that is he's saying like, if somebody says, this is what happened to black people. Yeah, that happens to all of us. Everybody's unprofessional in what he's saying. I'm just talking about it from your end, from your business and your brand, handling yourself professionally.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But what Leaf is saying is accountability, though.
Absolutely.
If you're going to hold the player accountable,
everybody.
But at the same token, you got to hold a franchise accountable as well.
And they do it. They do it more than players do.
I got you. But if we want to go that route, from what we know in San Antonio, everything we've heard, obviously none of us really know the ins and outs of it. But they seem to be one of the best franchises in sports in terms of the way they handle their business.
No. Ask the young dude who paid his way into getting a tryout with the Spurs that had a hell of a season, and the next following year when he was a free agent, they didn't want to pay him.
Okay.
So where did he go? To the Magic.
On what you call it? Son that was in the G League.
Yes.
All right. I'm not.
So wait.
I got you.
But hold on. Now, did they didn't want to pay him because they was just like, whatever, or they had a bunch of threes and they didn't need him?
But his numbers and the work he put in allowed him to be paid because he was under a G League deal.
I hear that, but I don't think Aldridge, right? Mm-hmm. Before that, and from a historical standpoint, the San Antonio really maxed players out there. They really pay top. The Jets, you know what I'm saying? Like
they
when it comes to money.
Duncan.
Yeah,
so what?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that doesn't surprise me.
Right.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's because he was spending $13 a year, so he didn't need the max contract.
But I'm saying that to what Banks said. Banks is saying that the Spurs is this great organization and do things above board.
I kind of agree with Banks.
Yeah, that's what.
If you listen to players and you listen to people speak, the Spurs is that franchise where you don't feel like you're gonna be cutthroat or anything like that. Look how much players take pay cuts to stay on that team.
But look at Kawhi right now. Has that narrative ran into the ground?
We said, we don't know if it's Kawhi, so we can't throw the Spurs under the bus until we get everything.
I'm not gonna throw the Spurs under the bus, and I'm sorry, but I just feel like that's the Spurs doing business smartly. Now, I also feel like that's Kawhi doing business smartly. I'm not leaving any money on the table. The owner of this team is not taking any less money. Y'all are not making any less money.
Kawhi is leaving $70 million on the table if he leaves the Spurs.
The point I'm making is, though, if they're coming to him in a way where they're like, we want you to be the centerpiece like Duncan. We want you to take less money.
We're not talking about money.
I understand, but what
Leonard basically said
he wants to. He don't want to be here anymore.
That's it. It has nothing to do with money because he's under contract right now.
Yeah,
it's about he didn't ask for a raise.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't want to be here no more.
To my point, do you feel like he should be returning calls and stuff like that?
No. But
why? What?
Because here's why. When you talk about a dude that has a market and he has played for this franchise, he's done his part. What do you really owe these guys? What? At the end of the day, you got players coming out speaking bad about me. You got all of this stuff going on with the knee that we don't know how did that really go. So if he's like, I'm done with y'all, just like any relationship, if I'm done with you,
I got you.
I have to call you and smooth this out.
But to counter that, I will say that how he's handled it is somewhat off base. Reason why is this. Okay, when guys get hurt, when they're injured for an extended period of time, guys on the sideline with their team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a little bit of a problem of guys not being, quote unquote, to some degree, team players. So now he's not with his team. You're the best player on the team, right? How you think that makes everybody else on your team feel?
Let me add something to that. Like you said, not just being with the team. All right, fine, you can't travel, but you're in San Antonio, you're working there. He wasn't even in San Antonio. He was rehabbing here. He was rehabbing here.
I just feel he was probably checked out way before this.
Without knowing what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, it's all speculation. We're all speculation.
Right, but follow me. Without knowing what's going on in that locker room. You don't know if he feel like being teammates with these dudes.
But Mark,
could be a part of it.
Mark, everything you saying proves of the pass that he's getting. Because if this would have been any other player,
I agree. He's getting
hold
a
on.
pass.
Let's say if that was Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, money. He's getting a pass.
He's getting a pass because he's quiet. Like that.
Right.
That's the aura that follows him.
Yeah.
That's why he's getting a pass.
Can we copyright that before somebody take that?
But no, seriously, no one is saying he isn't getting a pass, right? But that's the crazy part about it is he is getting a pass.
Okay, now let me flip this.
But hold on, real quick. It's just, I think why we're talking all this speculation is because where is all the information coming from? The San Antonio part of it. Listen,
no, it's not San Antonio. Most everything is coming from him, his camp. It ain't San Antonio. It's his camp.
Oh, okay.
I know this is badly equated to this, but listen, I go to work every day, right? I wish I could go to my boss and say, yo, you know what? I ain't working here no more because I want more money. Like
you can. That doesn't mean they gonna do it, but you can. You have the freedom to do that.
Yeah, but we all know as a working.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to go home after you do it.
There you go. There you go.
Some of us have the balls to do it, and some of us don't.
And most of us that sit in a regular paying job,
but you
not
can't
gonna do that.
Can I throw?
So my thing is that you under contract. That goes back to what Banks was saying about professionalism.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, but I hate that side of it because here's why. We do not get it to franchise these organizations when they break contracts, when they cut players, when they do things to circumvent a quote-unquote contract. We hold players to a higher standard for some reason, and I don't understand it because
NBA contract
exactly.
NBA contract is different though.
That's why I always applauded Kobe Bryant where he said, "I'm not giving the Lakers no discount."
Yeah, I'm with that. I was always
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with.
But
all
NBA players' contracts are guaranteed. No, that's my thing.
But no, listen,
they're guaranteed unless
he's
you get
right.
caught out.
Even if you get cut, you still getting that bread.
You still get money. So it's kind of like
every 2 weeks.
You and me. It's win-win. You and I. I don't like you. I cut you. You still get paid.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Allen Iverson had a guaranteed contract. Mm-hmm. How was he treated there in the end?
I mean,
hold on.
Listen.
Stick to the question. How was he treated?
But listen.
Where in Denver,
Memphis,
Philly, Memphis. How was he treated? Because we all know at that all three franchises looked down upon him and treated him like shit.
No, but hold on. I got it. But that's because. Hold on. I got it. But let's give the reason why. Because they wanted him to come off the bench, and he was still saying, "I'm a starter."
Hold on.
He was still mellow.
Hold on.
Oh shit! God damn it!
Yo, but
that's what it is.
Yo,
it really was.
You just stole the ball. You stole the ball, threw it on the backboard, and did a 360 for no reason.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
But what are you saying then?
You can't. A dude like Iverson, you wasn't supposed to treat him. The franchise wasn't supposed to treat him that way.
So why you treat Melo like that?
Hold on.
You put Melo and Iverson.
No. I got that because listen. Here's what I feel. You're getting your money regardless. That check is coming every 2 weeks. We're asking you to be a sixth man. Fine. You don't feel that's your role or whatever. But this is what we need for our team to be successful. We're fulfilling our part of the contract, which is paying you your money. We're paying you $25 million to come off the bench. Nobody else in the league is getting 25.
It wasn't that.
It was an example.
I'm just giving an example.
Go ahead, say the name, Avery. Go ahead.
Mr. Literal, right?
Yes. I'm just giving you an example. And I feel this way about all NBA and all guaranteed contracts. There were Knicks fans. There were Knicks fans that were saying, "Oh, Amari Stoudemire needs to give the Knicks back some money so they get." I said no. You signed a guaranteed deal. I wanted Amari Stoudemire to get every penny of that $100 million because that's what the whole point of a contract is.
But let's go back to what I'm saying. Why are we holding Kawhi Leonard to a different standard?
I'm not.
No, listen what I'm saying.
I think we all agree that he's getting a pass.
But we're not.
I want to speak on that too.
To the same, because again.
But are we?
I'm going to tell you.
What is the Spurs part of the equation?
Because I think we don't know what the Spurs are doing or saying because everything we're hearing is coming from the other side. Until the Spurs start speaking, we're going to give the Spurs the benefit of the doubt. What's up?
Let me just say this.
Well, allegedly from the other side.
Right. Because everything you hear is sources and media putting stuff out.
Yeah.
So I don't... Wait. Hold on.
I get it.
I don't know if it's Kawhi's side. I don't know if the Spurs side. We don't know.
We have heard things from the Spurs players, though.
Is what the Spurs players said
Yeah.
out of their own mouths. Now,
Absolutely.
if I'm a
Which
player,
I think is saying a lot, though.
but if I'm a player and I heard that, then I'm going to be salty because you didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to.
Wow, you left us out here to dry.
So then, okay, so now so once again, that could be the reason why he's not coming around the team. He's not on the bench.
But remember everything
But that
started
happened,
coming out
yeah,
after the
fact.
meeting.
After the fact.
The players started speaking after they had that heart to heart with him, and
whatever
dudes was
came
crying
out-
and shit.
Listen, whatever came out of there, some real talk probably came out of that meeting. And then listen, it's a bad relationship.
It is. I totally agree with that.
My thing is, if as a fan, if you didn't fault other players for undoing it, I don't see how you fault him for doing the same thing. That's where I stand at. I didn't fault Melo for it, so I can't fault Leonard for it.
But it wasn't a fallout with the. I think the players thing is really what kind of bothers people. Like,
I don't think so.
you don't hear.
Look,
because we don't know.
You heard Ginobili speak. You heard Tony Parker
we're
speak.
not in San Antonio. We're here in New York, and I think with the Melo thing, we all saw how bad the organization was treating Melo. We saw Phil talking about him in the media.
I'm talking about Denver. About Denver.
Okay, what about
when he forced his way out of Denver?
George Karl started talking crazy about him too. That started once Melo started asking for the trades.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
but that was in a walk year. Allegedly, what we're talking about with Kawhi is a year prior. No, I'm talking about, but it's still a year prior. Like you in the middle of a deal. That's to me. That's like being in year 3 of a 5-year deal and saying, I want out of here right now, and this is where I want to go.
Because he was going to the Knicks, it's a different view because you're receiving as a fan of the Knicks, you were receiving a player which you liked.
Listen,
so
we could. Do you remember? You remember this conversation? Because Leaf prior to jumping ship as he is now, he was talking about jumping ship going to Brooklyn. Because what happened with Melo? Melo said that if you guys can't put together the package for the Knicks, I'm gonna have to accept this trade over here in Brooklyn. And Leaf said, if Melo goes to Brooklyn, I'm going with him. I remember this conversation at the time. So to me, I just look at that as a little bit different, man. I think he did it in the walk year. I
can see both points, Mark. I definitely see where it's the same thing, and I can see what Banks is saying is totally different.
At the end of the day, wherever this guy lands, I think you're going to find out where his value's at.
I want to ask a quick question.
Are you going to get value for him too, though?
I want to ask a quick question.
Can't get value for him.
Is he getting a pass because everyone is talking about where LeBron's going to go?
There's part of it. I think that's definitely part of it.
I think so.
That's definitely part of it.
I don't know.
I mean,
if he was the only big name free agent, this is
because we're talking about Paul George. We're talking about
It
LeBron.
was like one day after the Warriors won the championship. That was done. It was like, where's LeBron going?
Yo,
that was it. It's like, yeah, good job. Three of the last 4. That's great. Where's LeBron going to play?
As soon as the parade ended, it was a wrap.
Yeah, but that's the big news. That's really what it is. But again, I don't know if that's why he's getting a pass. I think because his personality, he's getting a pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the way he carries himself is why he's getting a pass. He's not a rah-rah guy. I think
he stays in LA, in San Antonio.
I think he's quiet. I don't think he do.
I don't know.
I can't see him.
I can see
nobody's taking ball in that trade. Damn it.
But real quick, where's he going? Look, guess the man.
I don't know, bro.
You going back to college?
I think Pop is gonna be a little bit petty and be like, yo, you can sit out another year for. I don't give a damn.
That'd be gangster.
On that take, this is our take, y'all. Peace out.